Hello and welcome back to Football Manager. We have now made it to the Bayern Munich fixture. As you can see, last few results, 2 good 3-0 wins. Unfortunately, in the period of not playing on screen, we did suffer our first defeat in a very long time against Bournemouth, surprisingly, following up with another defeat against Arsenal before picking up a win against Chelsea, but losing in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup to Manchester United, 5-4 on aggregate. But then we came back to win 3-0 twice in a row. And Mateus is currently on course to be the top goal scorer this season for us. You may be thinking, why did we lose those fixtures if we were doing so well before? Because we did not have Eduardo, we did not have Yulla, we did not have Leonardo, we did not have Augusto, and we did not have Yildirim for these 3 fixtures. Probably thinking, why didn't you have those players? Because apparently there was a qualifier for the Olympics of 2028 happening in January of 2028. Now, I'm not happy about it either, because I wasn't given the opportunity to tell them not to go. But another important thing to note is another of our goal scorers from the last few games, Jovanovski, apparently is worth £191 million. Now, mind you, I'm not letting him leave for any amount of money. He's clearly our best player on that right wing. But the point stands that he is £191 million worth of player, which is incredible. And that would automatically right every single wrong financially this club has had this season. But it's not happening. I'm not selling him for any amount of money. He is too valuable to the club. Same with Doyle, same with Mateus, same with Plazari. They're all too valuable at the minute to let them go for any amount of money. But we're now here to play Bayern Munich. A very important first leg as well, as we are away from home. We need to get a result. Lopez is out with an injury, unfortunately. He should be back probably for the quarter-final, if we make it that far, obviously. If not, then he won't be, because he won't be in that quarter-final. Mason Mount I've put out to be transferred because he's not playing. We don't have a position for him anymore. And arguably, he's not really going to be worth keeping around the club. He's too expensive financially, so just not worth it. The first team today, we've got Plazari in goal. We've got Ramsey at right back, Eduardo and Watson in defence because Yulla is recovering from an injury. We've got Augusto at left back. We've got Nato and Doyle in the midfield. Jovanovski and Leonardo alongside Yildirim sitting behind Mateus. As I mentioned before, we have gone with a positive mentality because it just seems to be working for some reason. You know, the last 2 games, 3-0 wins, very important. So let's hope we can continue that this year. Well, this match against Bayern Munich, and hopefully get deep into this competition again like we did last season for 2 reasons. 1, for the reputation boost, and 2, for the money, because if we don't get very far in this competition, we're not going to do very well financially. And let's just passionately say, we're the underdogs, let's go cause an upset. Right, we haven't conceded in the first minute, that's important. Augusto trying to tackle Gartner, but fails in the endeavour. Alberg now, back to Meyer, plays it out to the right wing for Pavard. Now Gartner in the middle for Christofferson. Into Babic. Now Alberg again. Finds Gartner to Meyer. Back to Gartner again. Back to Meyer again. This time looking for Alberg. Heads it down to Babic. But thankfully Plazari makes the important save. And we didn't concede from the very first attack. Corner kick from Alberg. Headed away by Yildirim. Babic now with the ball. Runs it along to the left wing. Gets across away, but it falls to Meyer. Now to Gartner, back to Meyer again. Meyer looking forward, finds Pavard, now to Alberg, inside the box. but tackled very successfully by Augusto, and we get the ball away. Ramsey now with a throw into the box, found Jovanovski, passed to Doyle, but Doyle is not in a position to shoot, and he really should have passed it to the player outside the box, who looked like it was NATO. Doyle plays the ball over the top for Yildirim, finds Mateus now, but his shot is blocked by the defenders, and now Ramsey clears the ball forward to Jovanovski. NATO. Out wide finds Ramsey, back to NATO again, crosses it in, onto the head of Yildirim, but his header goes over the bar. This is incredibly good football after our first few minutes of the game. Meyer plays the ball forward to Kristoffersson. Plays it out wide, finding Pavard, now to Alberg. Alberg plays in the middle for Meyer. Meyer over the top looking for Pavard again. This time gets the cross into the box, but the header from Babic is over the bar. And 10 minutes on the clock, it still remains at 0-0. Augusto, throw to Leonardo, back to Augusto. Now to Doyle. Doyle, looking over the top, finds Jovanovski, heads it down to Mateus. Back to Jovanovski, but his shot is pulled wide. But we are currently leading in terms of shots to shots. Although admittedly shots on target is currently at Bayern Munich's favour. Leonardo with a corner kick heads it in, but apparently we have been given a penalty, and I'm not going to have Doyle take this penalty, mainly because I want Mateus to be our top goal scorer for the season, and secondly because the last 3 he's taken he has missed. So I'm going to give it up to Mateus for this match, and I'm going to change it properly in the tactics screen for the next games. Oh, Mateus. That means he's completely demoralised for this game, and I probably should bring him off at half time. That is unfortunate, but we are still not losing. That's an important thing. But Mateus is now just slowly getting worse rating wise, and I think we need to bring him off at half time, which is obviously going to be very unfortunate for him, but it's what's going to have to happen. Nets now, the ball back to Meyer. Forward finds Finger, I believe that was, yes, Finger. Meyer now to Nets, back to Meyer, now to Kristoffersson. Forward finding Nets. Crosses it in, met by the head of Babic, who heads it down to Finger, I believe that was, before his shot is blocked wide. Corner kick brought in, headed away by Jovanovski. Finds Meyer now to Alberg, who crosses it into Babic but heads away by Eduardo, and thankfully Gartner's shot is put wide. And 46 minutes was played for the first half, and Mateus needs to come off. There is no question about this, he has to come off. And Barry's the player that will replace him. The player that last season was our top goal scorer. I want to passionately say we've been the better team, let's just keep doing what we're doing. And Plazari actually got a 7.1 in rating, which is very impressive, as goalkeepers very rarely ever get high ratings. Throw in from Bayern. Finger throws to Nets, back to Finger again, now to Nets again, crosses it in to the far post, and Pavard's shot is saved, but Babic does end up putting Bayern Munich 1-0 up on the 48th minute. And if I'm honest with you, that was atrocious defensive work from the boys at the back, who really should have been keeping an eye on Babic far more successfully than that. And number 30, who I believe is Sam Watson, should not have ever come to try and claim that ball from Plazari. And after 52 minutes, Bayern Munich have secured a 1-0 lead. Nubel plays it out to Luna, now to Gartner. Meyer over the top looking for Alberg, gets it forward past the right back, that's left back, but his shot is brought wide. And unfortunately, I think this match is going to end with a Bayern Munich clean sheet, because no one on our team appears to be at a position to score. Augusto, long throw into the box, met by the head of Barry, who finds Iban NATO is offside, so it won't count regardless. And I think that's going to be what's going to happen for the rest of this match, I think. Oh, that's not offside. I'm sorry, that's not offside. That's a goal. I'm sorry, that's a goal. And even worse than that, I'm pretty sure Bayern are about to score again. Babic plays the ball to Pavard, and then crosses it in. And thankfully, Christophersen's shot is sent miles over the bar. But that should have definitely been a goal. That was nowhere near offside. Plizzari claims the ball with a very well taken catch inside his own box. Clears the ball out to Jovanovski, who is clear on that right wing. Tries to get it round the last defender, does manage to do so. Gets to the edge of the 6-yard box and decides to shoot for no apparent reason, when he really should have squared it to Louis Barry. But I think that's it. I think Bayern Munich have won this match. We have not got the opportunities to get forward anymore, and we're not having the shots that we need to be having. Alberg now with the ball. On the edge of the box, plays it to Hernandez, now to Meyer, turns, plays it to Christophersen, now to Finger, who shoots but is blocked by the defender. Amin now with the ball on the edge of the box, plays it to Meyer, back to Amin, crosses it in, but headed away by Augusto. Yildirim now with a long ball forward, looking, I think that was for Barry, but it was a terrible ball forward. Meyer plays it to Babic, back to Meyer, now Finger. Finger gets the edge of this 18-yard box, plays it in the middle for Christophersen, who scores Bayern Munich's second goal of the match. I have to put some passion in the boys, go attacking, and I'm going to make 2 more changes. Yildirim has played terribly in the second half, and I don't want Iban Neto getting himself sent off, so he'll be coming off for Tijuan Thomas. But terrible, terrible football from the team at the moment, and that needs to be rectified. Kane Ramsey on a 6.3, I did not notice that. If I had have done, he would have come off for Livramento, but unfortunately I didn't notice in time. Louis Barry gets it round the Bayern Munich tackle, gets into the box now, shoots, but the ball is saved by the goalkeeper. There was a player to Louis Barry's right who he really should have passed the ball to. Leonardo now with the corner kick, swings it into the far post, but it's headed away by Bayern. Jovanovski now with the ball, back to the edge of the box, plays to Eduardo, to Thomas, back to Eduardo again, and the end of the highlight, because they're not looking up and finding the right players. And with 4 minutes of stoppage time, I think that's it for this fixture, and Millwall return to London without a goal to their name. And unfortunately, as you can see down there, that was my 300th match of Millwall. So that's a good feeling. I'm going to be aggressive and say I'm not happy. I am definitely not happy. And I'm going to be assertive in saying that I'm not pleased with what I saw from Ramsey. I will sympathise with No, I'm going to say he let himself down. He's disappointing. He really should have scored, and he knows he should have scored. But I'm not happy with the result. 2-0 defeat to Bayern Munich is not a result that we would have had last season. It's not a result we would have had in that huge run of victories. Well, I say victories, a huge unbeaten run, I should say. And it's just not a result that I'm going to be happy to take. And Barry is yet again having another goal drought. And that's not good, for obvious reasons. But it was probably that penalty that really sealed the fate for us. If Mateus had scored the penalty, we may very well have won the match. But he didn't, so we didn't. Simple as that, really. So the next fixture you'll see obviously will be the next Bayern fixture, which is actually in mid-March. It's not, yes, 8th of March. So there's 4 fixtures before that. Then you'll see the next Champions League fixture. So until then, I bid thee adieu. Goodbye.